Hey everybody, Jerome Maldonado. I'm sitting here today looking at everything that's happening here with the Suez Canal, and what it is there's a ship that is in the Suez Canal, which is in Egypt, that the wind blew sideways and it wedged it in this canal where the mass majority of our international shipping goes through this canal, and it houses all of our merchandise, from like Pampers and household goods and food and retail items that are coming through this canal. And they're estimating that every single hour that canal is blocked is costing us over $400 million. They're estimating that roughly right now it's costing over $5.1 billion a day on eastbound traffic, and around 4.5 billion a day in general. So the blockage is stressing, and they're saying that they're going to have to actually bring in. It's going to be like a David and Goliath event where they have to bring in mass tractors and dig out hundreds of millions of yards of sand and dirt to get this boat from being unwedged, and it could take a couple weeks to make this happen. And so they're advising that other cargo ships go over 1,200 miles around in the opposite direction to be able to make the journey quicker than having to go through the canal. And so it's amazing how just one little event can alter prices and escalate like gas and fuel prices just based on one event. And so we have inflated construction costs right now because of the market and the supply and demand issue with real estate. And so we have this canal blocked up, and we've already experienced a 2% hike in fuel prices in just the last 2 days from this canal being breached and being dammed up with this boat. And they're saying that the boat that is wedged in there is the size of the Empire State Building set sideways. So it's a massive cargo ship that has tons and tons of crates and freight on it. And so how does that affect real estate? How does that affect you? How does that affect our pocketbooks? Well, if we can't get supplies shipped into the United States and this stuff isn't being dispersed worldwide, it's going to drive prices up, not just here in the United States, but it's going to drive retail and merchant prices up all over the world. And so there's millions and millions of dollars every hour being which is very costly, and then billions of dollars each day. And so the question is, how long is it going to take? How long is this going to affect our market? And what type of appreciations are we going to see on fuel and merchandise based on this blockage? And is it going to affect us personally? And so that's the big question. And so we're hopeful that engineers and scientists can go in there and figure out a quick way to get this boat relieved and get that canal opened back up without too much distress. But right now it's looking like a week to 2 weeks. And so they're saying that if this continues, we're going to go into massive billions of dollars in lost revenues. And so those billions of dollars just aren't lost. It's you and I as merchants that actually land up paying the price for some of what's happening right now. Now, these are life events. This type of stuff happens. These are unforeseen circumstances. And so I always talk about this through the means of real estate when we're investing, and when you're looking at life in general. We always exercise things on worst case scenario, but there's stuff that is beyond our control and that we're vulnerable to. So under those circumstances, we have to be able to set up for the worst and push for the best. So now at this point in time, we're at the worst case scenario. Now we just have to push and move towards the best case scenario. And so good business owners, as stressful as it is, and great minds will help relieve this canal, and they'll start moving freight through there sooner than later. But the big question is, when will that be? And how will we personally be affected by it financially? More to come. I'll bring you some more information. Keep a lookout, and let's see if we can get this big, giant canal opened up in Egypt, and let's get the freight moving back. I look forward to seeing what the resolution is.